Hi everyone, welcome to Food Feeds. In this video, we have Harsha with us, who has secured 25th rank in Technical Officer exam, which is conducted by FSSAI. We will know about his journey towards getting this job, so stay tuned till the end of the video. First of all, I would like to welcome you to the session and also congratulations, Harsha.
Thank you.
So how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing good.
You're doing good. That's great. And I would like to know about your educational background and job experience.
Yeah, I have completed my graduation in BSc Honors Horticulture from Dr. YSR Horticulture University from West Godavari, Andhra Pradesh. After my graduation, I pursued my master's degree in agriculture, a specialization in agriculture biotechnology. Followed by currently I'm pursuing my PhD. I'm in my final year PhD,
Okay, which university?
Assam Agriculture University.
Okay, so can I know about on which subject you're pursuing your PhD?
Yeah, I'm continuing. Whatever the subject that you are taking in your masters, that is agriculture biotechnology, that the same subject you can pursue your PhD.
Okay, that's nice. And so how was your result experience? Like, did you expect that you will be getting selected for this post? And did you calculate your score before, like, when the answer keys are released? And how was your
Yeah.
reaction when you saw the result and how people around you responded for the same?
Actually, this was my first time to give any examination related to food science. I'm basically from horticulture background. I had no idea about the food science. So my exam went good. I know that it was good, but definitely as we are new to the field and we don't know how your peers are going to be compete with you, like your peers in the food science, like people who are from the food science from their bachelor's, masters, and PhD. I was expecting there might be many people who are scoring much more better than me. So at the same time when I was feeling that my exam went well, at the same time I was thinking, yeah, there might be many people who are from food technology who are far ahead than me. So I was expecting. At the same time, I was not that much sure. On the result day, when I saw my results, the rank was 25. I was
Nice. So how did you land up in writing this exam? Like, did you attend any other exams, like government exams before? Like, was it your goal to crack any government exam? And why did you choose this CFSO or TO exams?
actually uh, I uh, I haven't given any examination until my PhD. It was my PhD first year that then I started to realize I need to get some job or something like that. So I started giving IBPS AFO. So in my PhD first year, it was my first time that I had given my IBPS AFO, and I went up to interview. Unfortunately, I couldn't clear the examination. After my first attempt, I just went up to the interview level. So I took a leave from my PhD and I started working as a faculty for BSc students. I started working as a faculty for biochemistry and biotechnology and genetics in my same university. While teaching them, I had given my second attempt for the IBPS AFO. And then the second time also, I went up to the interview. But this time, second time also, I couldn't clear the examination. Uh, During that period, a particular period of time, during COVID period, this food safety officer notification came. I just randomly saw in some YouTube channel from Pigribi or something. So I found that notification. Until then, I don't know what exactly this was. Because I never heard about these positions. Usually, it was called as food inspector earlier time. I know what is food inspector. Some of our neighbors were working in food safety department, but later, they have changed the name of food inspector into food safety officer. I know there is a organization called as FSSI by looking at the products that we eat, but I don't know there will be a recruitment where an agriculture graduate or else horticulture graduates are eligible. So through that video, I came to know that I am eligible for the examination. So as a result of IBPS was declared and I couldn't secure the seat. Later I felt I was staying in my home during COVID period. Then I applied, and that was the first time I started preparing for this exam.
Okay, that's good. And like, you chose to go for PhD, right? So you are interested in teaching?
Yes. in fact, I worked as a faculty in Andhra Pradesh Horticulture University for 1.5 years.
Okay.
So I want to become an assistant professor, but practically things are difficult to get into a position because the recruitments are very less, and even there is a recruitment, there will be a domicile issue.
Okay.
Um, every state students, they can eligible to get into assistant professor in their own respective states. So these things made me little insecure. That's
Okay.
the reason I need to get a position. I just want to get a position. I just want to get a financial independence. That's the main reason for I started giving this examination.
Okay. So this was your plan B, and
Yeah,
to be assistant
yeah,
professor was your first priority.
yeah. My preference was to become an assistant professor because I am interested in research and teaching. But
Okay.
eventually, when I'm getting to reality and how difficult the things are outside, how difficult to get into assistant professor, and I have seen my seniors and super seniors, people who completed the graduation 2010, 11, they're still waiting for the recruitment. So this was a scenario outside, and sad part is when you do higher studies, your opportunities are getting narrowed instead of getting widened.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the reason. Like earlier, it was something like when you pursue higher studies, opportunities used to get broadened. But now, because of higher studies, it's restricting yourself to particular field, and you will be questioned if you try to touch in a different field. You will be questioned like you have pursued PhD in agriculture. What's the point of getting into food science? Such kind of
Yeah.
questions you face. So these questions made me to realize, and that's when I started preparing for this government exam.
Okay. Okay, that's a good choice. And I would like to know how, like for any competitive exams, we need a proper schedule, materials, for securing a good score. So, how was your preparation strategy, and how and when did you start preparing for this? So, once you saw the notification, then you applied for it, and how did you start the preparation? Because as you're from a horticulture background,
Yeah,
to get the material itself would be a great task for you, and it would
yeah,
be
yeah,
a like from the scratch you have to study
yeah.
for food science. So
Correct.
how did it go? How did you prepare?
So after going through the notification, then actually they didn't disclose the syllabus in the first notification itself. I have seen the notification of the last year's recruitment, 2019 recruitment, and I have gone through the paper. And when I go through the paper, the previous year questions, I felt it is doable. It is not difficult. Until and then, I was thinking it's not my cup of tea. Food science is something different, which I'm studying from. So after going through the question paper, I felt it may doable, and almost like 40% of questions will be from quantitative aptitude, reasoning, English, computer science, and general awareness. So these things, actually, I think IBPS AFO preparation helped me in scoring better in these sections because I didn't give special attention for these sections. Quant reasoning, I think, and even the paper level is not that difficult. So anyone can, anyone who is having a practice of giving some bank examination, also even without having any experience with banking examination, also still securing 10 out of 10 in quantitative aptitude, reasoning, computers, and general awareness is not a difficult thing in this particular examination. And followed by there is a section which is foods regulations rules, what other organizations like EPIDA, MPIDA, Export Inspection Council, Quality Council of India, Tea Board, Coffee Board, Cashew Board, so Coconut Development Board. So these kind of some important food Corporation of India, other lot of things are a lot of important bodies in the country, how they regulate, how they function, Bureau of Indian Standards, how they function, and all these things. When I saw that syllabus, I felt something like even though students from food science they also find it difficult because food science people and even from people who are familiar with the food science, even they don't go through the rules and regulations much deeper. Why? Because course curriculum does not carry all those things. They may study basic rules and regulations, but they don't go much deep into those things. So I felt that is a scoring part, because the syllabus is like syllabus is less. Like, yeah, I can't say it is less, but at least you know what exactly the things you need to study, and beyond that, the questions are not going to be asked because the syllabus is minimum, I can say. So started concentrating on that, and I didn't follow any material actually for that session. I just opened the, would say, FSSA website, and there you have regulations, combined kind of PDF files you will be getting there. So I have gone through each and every line in those rules and regulations, and I was became so thorough with it, and I made a notes with important things like, because of my previous examination giving experiences, I can sense where there is a possibility of the question being asked. So I just highlighted them and I made a notes and I just repeatedly studied it. And unfortunately, there was no much deeper questions in CBT1 from the rules and regulations. In fact, some questions are like very easy questions, like what is full form of FSSA, where the FSSA is located. So such questions they have asked. Um but I have done better in the section 1, 2, 3. I think quantitative aptitude, all those sections. I think I lose only 4 questions in those sections. So my score was very good there. And coming to the food science, core food science background, I didn't go through the textbooks, which usually so a lot of people suggested me to study. Lot of books are there like food microbiology, and Food Facts and Principles by Sekuntala Mane. Of course, I have gone through few pages, but I haven't gone through the textbooks completely because I know, as I started my preparation after the notification, it's not easy to complete a book. Reading a book will not help you to clear the examination. Of course, reading books help you to gain the knowledge, but clearing examination and gaining knowledge is completely different in this current scenario. So, it is not possible to study the whole book. So what I did was, I have taken the previous year questions of food safety officers from all the states. Different states have already conducted the food safety officer examination, and even FSSA also conducted. And FSSA used to organize a quiz, Eat Right India quiz. There they have to use to ask some questions in their own website. So I have collected all those previous year questions, and after going through those questions, I just made a like bullet point lists, something like that. Like, if I find a question which is related to the food spoilers, then I used to give one question from food spoilers. And if I find in any other paper, again one question from the food spoilers, I used to mark in that way. So by doing that, I at the after analyzing like 15-20 previous questions, I understood like where the questions are being asked, what is the zones that they're mostly concentrating. So after getting to know where they are asking the questions for those topics where the weightage is more, I have gone through some books and I have gone through some materials, especially Angru. They provide graduation like they have a material for undergraduates. So I have studied that material. Textbook I haven't studied. A few chapters from Saikuntala Mane. And some topics are less important, like food analysis equipments, modern food analysis techniques, and all. I think only 1 or 2 questions came from the topics. For those topics, I didn't even prepare from materials. Also, I just googled it, and slide share. There will be a lot of PPT presentations made by people for different venues. They will be making PPT presentations and they're presenting on some topics. Like food color is a topic, so there will be a presentation on that. In SlideShare, you will be getting a lot of presentations. Hardly you will be finding like 10-20 slides in that SlideShare. So I have gone through the SlideShare where the bullet points are covered for the topics where I find the weightage is less. So this is the way I could able to, I think complete the syllabus in a short span. At the same time, I practice lot of MCQs. In fact, the books I have from, I didn't purchase any book because I don't know whether I'm going to clear the examination, so I don't want to waste money. So I just got some books from library, especially objective books. I kept my theory material very limited, and objective material as much as possible unlimited. So what it makes me that when I studied the theory, after completing the theory, I will be feeling that okay, I have completed. It gives me a sense of feeling that yes, I suppose I completed this topic. Of course, you haven't completed the topic, but you just completed whatever the material that you have. That's very limited material. And after that, doing MCQs will make you feel something like in a less span of time, I have completed that topic. It will give you a confidence. So I did the same thing. I studied the topic syllabus wise with limited material and did lot of questions, unlimited questions, sometimes repeated questions, even in some Telegram groups. Even in Food Feast channel, they used to organize some daily quizzes. So by doing that is you slowly build up some confidence. And if you are unable to do some questions, if it is online, I used to take screenshots, or else I just made a own Telegram channel and I used to forward those questions. If it is offline, what I used to do is in a topic I will be practicing lot of MCQs. While practicing, there will be some questions which are answerable, and there will be some questions which I haven't have any idea. So I used to mark them. So during revision, I will be going through the questions which I have marked, like what are the questions I don't know. In this way, you can decrease the time for the revision. And otherwise, you will be going through the same questions which are known to you again and again. It is a lengthy process. So this is what I made for CBT one and both CBT two. It worked for me, and it depends on individual to individual. Actually, preparing for an exam is not like started like once the notification come, if you are studying for the exam, it's not like you are started preparing. Of course, you are started preparing in core, but until then, up to that notification, you might have gained some knowledge by giving some other examination or going through some competitive exam, CSIR, other net, ICR net, and all. So even that preparation matters. If someone is telling that I have prepared for only 1 month before this examination, maybe they have prepared for this exam for 1 month, but they have known a lot of things before giving that exam itself.
Okay, so this is a very good way of preparing notes. Like most of the students tell that the syllabus is very huge and they are not able to complete it or not able to make the notes. So the points which you said, like making the theory notes based on like how we can expect the questions, and going through all these official websites like FSSAI, and if the topics are in the syllabus which are not usually asked, so that we can go through in the Google SlideShare, and those we can complete it fast. Like there will be just 10, 20 slides, and also
Yes.
going through whole previous papers, that will give you a whole idea about how we can study for this exam and that particular subject. So that is really good, because many of them will be complaining the syllabus is very vast, but half of the syllabus won't be really asked and half will be repeated so many times, so they need to
Yes.
concentrate on those things.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
a really good point. So I want to ask you, like, how did you come across food feeds, and did your friends suggest you? Then, how did you discover this channel, and what was our role in your journey?
Yeah. After finding this notification, after clearing the CBT, in fact, I started taking this exam seriously because my CBT went good. My score was something near to 370, something. I forgot actually, 373.
Okay.
So yeah, so my exam went good. So I started, as of course there is a chance, there is an edge, there is a probability to clear this examination. Then I started to subscribe the courses. I subscribed multiple platforms. In fact, mm, actually, what I did was I just opened the Telegram and I just searched for name food, food science, food technology, FSSSI, CFSO, with all these like keywords. Whatever the group that comes in the search, I joined all those groups. During that search period, I came to know about food feeds. In fact, none of my friends have given this exam. Like friends means like in my close quarters, no one has given this exam. There are people who gave the exam from my university, but only one guy could able to clear the preliminary examination. So I don't have much information from my friends, and I have very few contacts with the people who are into food science. So this is how I came through about every platform where I have subscribed. Food feeds I have subscribed for mock tests. The mock test before, I think 1.5 2 months before the examination. So at that particular point of time, it was something like I have limited time to study, and even I was roaming here and there, so I don't have time to study the theory. I just kept my theory notes limited according to the CBT one itself. Later on, I started practicing MCQs, continuously doing MCQs. So for that, I have subscribed the food feeds, and I haven't attempted any mock tests for food feeds. Like only one mock test I have attempted. I think I got some second or third rank during CBT one. That given me some confidence. So followed by you is to conduct the mock test and you ask for the Google Sheets to submit, but I usually don't do because my table didn't allow me to do that. So what I used to do after examination, you used to post those questions in their particular premium Telegram channel. So once the examination got completed and the result, the key, that you will be posting some key in the Telegram channel. So I used to go through the questions and key as if like I'm studying theory. It's not like I'm practicing MCQs. What happened at that particular point of time was so limited. So I don't want to spend the time as if I'm giving the examination because um, um, time management is not a problem in this examination. Why? Because there is 3 hours of time, a lot of time you have. Most of the people will be completing the exam within 1 hour, and sometimes extra time will make you do some stupid mistakes. So that's what exam is all about. There is nothing about the time management, unlike other exams like bank exams or else NABARD. There, the time management is the key, but here the time management is not a problem. You have a lot of time. So I don't want to waste the time before the examination. So I never attempted the mock test. Instead of that, I used to take your keys in the Telegram and I used to read question by question, one after another, and that too according to the blueprint that I have made earlier, by looking at the previous year questions. Like if I find a question which is from like food spoilage or else somewhere food color or something related to that, I used to pick those questions particularly and I used to make a bullet point so that I no need to go through again the keys that you are provided. So in this way, the amount of information for a particular like how MCQs are made. MCQs are made by any organization, any platform. They'll be taking some theory material and they'll try to make a question out of it. So when someone is trying to make a question out of it, there is a possibility that even someone else, like if someone else want to make a question on food colors, even food feeds is making like food feeds made a question on food colors, like 100 questions made by food feeds, and as the examination setter also want to make a question on food colors, then there is a possibility that the question may get asked in the main examination. Even the same question may not be asked. At least based on this MCQs, you could able to find out, you can just eliminate some options, and at least you will be coming to a probability of chance like either of these options are correct, like 50-50 like usually 25-75% probability will be 75% chances are to get wrong, 25% chances are to get right. But if you go through like go through a lot of MCQs, the probability of getting wrong will be decreased, and you will be becoming more efficient to isolate at least the wrong options. You may not be able to find out the correct option, but you will be able to find out the wrong option. So in this way, I have used your platform for those MCQ questions.
Okay, so how did you feel the quality of the materials, like the food feeds mock? Because you said you have subscribed to multiple
Yeah.
platforms also. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The only the thing I find out from the food fees rest with other platforms, like there are, I think big platforms are providing Adda, and exam B. These people are actually most of them are concerned about the examinations like NABARD, IBPS, and other things. And in the same way, when there is some new notification comes, they will be definitely trying to catch up the students, and it's like a business for everyone. Food Feeds is a channel which is exclusively oriented for the food science related kind of examinations. And coming to the questions, I can say I can say the standard of the questions are high. In fact, the toughness of the questions are comparatively higher than the main examination. Uh, but here the thing is, uh, you can understand there was a team, someone has worked behind the screen to make those questions. That can be understood from looking at your questions. So it's not like you have picken some questions from the random objective books and you have given to the students. There definitely there was some work behind setting this question paper that can be understood by looking at your mock test.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, definitely we are not taking it from the objective book because it is obvious that everybody will be solving those kind of books. So the major purpose was to study through the material, the standard textbooks, and make the question so that it is kind of revision for the people. So
Yes.
yeah, and I want to ask, like, there will always be a moment of self-doubt when you're preparing for any exam. So, what was your motivation to overcome them if you had any, like, such low moments?
Definitely there will be low moments, and actually, I started preparing for this government jobs during my PhD. By the time I have, like, it is something like for general category, the eligibility will be 30 years for most of these examinations. So I have started little late. I think if I couldn't clear this examination, I think I have left with only NABARD one attempt or something like that. So I tried my best. At the same time, I have my commitments, and I need to somehow I need to get financial independence. That kind of thing was like, used to reverberate continuously. So motivation, I don't say motivation, because motivation whatever. So usually when I used to see some people who cleared the examination, who cleared UPSC, who cleared earlier some NABARD exam or food safety officer exams, we used to get motivation by looking at the people, but motivation will last for only 1 or 2 days. After that, you will be coming back to your normal state. So I suggest more than motivation, you need discipline. Whether you are getting motivated, whether you are getting interested or not, sitting in front of book and spending quality time will comes only with a discipline. Not every day is fruitful. Someday you will be reading 20 papers, someday you will be reading 80 paper, but someday you may not read even a single paper. But whether you will be able to read, whether you are getting some result out of it or not, if you're disciplined enough, then even though you are not getting result, you will be still opening your book and sitting in front of. So that's what I feel. But mm, from this examination, there is nothing to do with your background. Even though you are from biochemistry, I found people from MBBS in the certificate verification, during the certificate verification, and I found like people from MBBS are coming. Usually we don't expect, and people from veterinary science, people from biochemistry, people from biotechnology, people from food science, people from agriculture. So background has nothing to do with it, and motivation also. Motivation will drive you for some point of time, but discipline is what keeps you to continue. It is the thing. It is the main thing behind the persistence and the continuity of any individual, any aspirant for these examinations. So get motivated. Uh, but more than after getting motivated, try to do some kind of practices, whether you find it out easy, whether you find it out difficult, whether you find it out today I did very great, I studied a lot, whether you find it or no, I didn't study anything, but still the next day you should open the book. It will come from only from the discipline.
Okay. So,
Now, I want you to give some suggestions for the future aspirants who are planning for the FSSA exams in the coming future.
Yeah. Actually, first of all, one should decide what exactly he needs. Whether he needs a secure job or else whether he needs a risky kind of position, but eventually after some years it's going to give a big return. Or else you want to be in a position where peace is the main thing. There is no need to work hard or something like that. Or else you are interested in pursuing what makes you interest. So people say that I am pursuing this because it interests me. I have a lot of interest in research. That's why I'm pursuing research. Definitely, it's very good. But first of all, first of all you should analyze what costs you're ready to pay for your interest. Like sometimes it's not like all our interest will make us financially independent. Like maybe you are interested in becoming some flute artist or something like that, but it may not be financially viable. But there are people, for them finance is doesn't it's not a matter, settlement is not a matter, money is not a matter, or else security is not a matter for such people. Such people, it is something like they are ready to pay whatever the price it takes. They are ready to that price for their particular interest. Simply saying that it interests me and escaping from the competition and entering into some kind of degree to spend 2 more years or else 5 more years, it is actually you are blaming yourself, and ultimately you are losing. For the time being you will be escaped and you will be in a campus. Once you enter into the campus, there will be like class, college, exam, semester, sem break, some tour or else some party, some kind of annual day. So within those events, your degree and your time is going to be finished. If your interest is just for an escaping tendency, that it's not going to be useful. If your interest is something like you can pay any price for it, definitely you go for it. And I promise you, it is worth enough to pursue what interests you. But definitely sometimes your interest takes a lot of time. For example, if you want to pursue a PhD, and after PhD you want to become some assistant professor or else a scientist. If not a scientist, you want to be in R&D in a scientific position, and whatever the position that you are trying for. First of all, how much price that you are ready to pay for it, that's what is more important. If you are not ready, if you're really not ready for it, if you are something like you are pursuing something, you're doing MTech somewhere from an NIFTIM or something, and later you find out that people who are doing research are barely getting some kind of like internships, or also R&D is also offering only 25,000 or 30,000. This is not I'm not like, this is not what I like or something like. It means if you are not liking the money which R&D is generating, or else which your MTech or else your PhD generating, that means you are not ready to pay the price for your interest. So if you are not ready to pay for your price for the interest, it means actually your interest is not that research or something. Your interest is money. So there you have to find it out what exactly interests you. And once you find it out, definitely it's better to pursue. Whether if you're interested in money, just go for clearing some examination, or else you can start a venture, whatever you like, but find what exactly interests
Thank you, Harsha. And Food Feeds would like to be in touch with you for any future upcoming sessions where your knowledge and experience would be a great use for the upcoming aspirants. So do stay in touch, and all the best for your future.